What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, checking out that new Scareclaw archetype. And this first duel is going to have a whole lot of stuff that comes up. And I'll talk about the weaknesses of the deck, like, what I hope it has in the future, and so on and so forth. And then, as it shows up, I'll say, like, yeah, it would be cool if it had this, right? The deck is all right. I mean, so the first thing, like, before we even start anything, I think the best partnership with this deck is going to be Tri-Brigade. Fractal can actually dump any of the Scareclaws outside of the best one, of course, because it's a warrior monster, and I'm talking about, excuse me, I'm talking about the Scareclaw Reichart. It's a warrior, it's a level 4, it's kind of awkward. It can only be searched by the boss monster link, but everything else, Fractal can send. And then if you don't like have your line of play for Scareclaws, then you can send normal Tri-Brigade stuff, which is always a good thing. So that's the first thing that you should know. Yeah, and it's unfortunate because after you use a Tri-Brigade monster, you also cannot use the Reichart because it's a warrior, like I just said. So you gotta be really mindful of the way in the order that you do your plays. All right, so Fractal can send. See, I just dumped one of the Scareclaws. They're all B, so you can get discarded off of Karas. Kit can dump Nerval. I can grab another Fractal for next turn. If why not? And I can go ahead and activate the Nova. I can go into the boss monster. It's just 3 effect monster. It doesn't have to be Beast Warrior or none of that crazy stuff. I can add this to my hand. I can activate Reichart to my hand, giving myself, the Omni Negate plus the draw 1. It's literally an engage. This card can only get 10 times better, and it's already good. Okay, next lesson. Activate Scareclaw Clash in the standby phase. You cannot chain the effect to activate and negate in the same chain when someone activates something that you want to negate, which you'll see here. I'm like, oh, I want to negate the Disciple of the Nadir. I cannot do that. So the Nadir Servants, I was just going to pop this. Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned. This is a decent floodgate for sure. He's going to activate Maximus. Maximus is going to send a couple, but I have a lot of good targets too, right? Bear Brum, Farajit, of course, is able to get me a lot of good stuff. So I am able to get a Tri-Brigade, Revolt here. This card's pretty... If you don't know, this card's very good. The field spell is good, being able to pop a card. He's going to try to pop with Elder. I'm just going to, banish the Monster Reborn from the graveyard. This is going to give me a little bit of attack. I said I wouldn't be using this one, but you do have a lot of access to all your Scareclaw monsters. So you really kind of... I only have 1 copy, so, it is kind of worth it. And then, you can just still link summon, which is always great. Another good thing, Scareclaw Trick Card, or whatever you want to call it. It's not going to be called that in the TCG, of course. Doesn't have to special summon to a zone it points to, which is very important because you can leave those link zone opens to do something like a Karaz, which is kind of nice. Piercing battle damage, being able to attack multiple times is all very good. I opened up 3 of the same monster, which is actually, obviously very unfortunate. This is kind of like Witchcrafter, Exorcister. Why not? I think he's going to be able to, Exceed summon during my turn, but as long as I can get into the big boss monster, he's actually not much he can do. So Fractal, I'm pretty sure, is going to dump, one of the Scareclaw monsters, because I already have a lot in my hand. Kit can dump a Nerval. Nerval can search. I can get a follow-up for next turn, maybe even just a normal summon. I don't know if I've done that yet. And no, I haven't. So there we go. I'm into the Scareclaw now. He's going to activate the effect to go into the new Exceed, but it's too late now because he's going to try to negate this, but it's unaffected by those defense position monsters. And now I just have a bunch of bodies on board. And I get to draw one, shout out to engage. This card can only get better. It's good now. You get the Omni Negate, but who knows what else will come out in the future, right? It's unfortunate the field spell, doesn't have the name in it, but what are you going to do? Beggars can't be choosers. That'd be good, right? That'd be good, which obviously can't happen for more casual type archetypes. All right. He's going to, add that again. He's going to add an Exorcister to hand. Called by the Grave. Ghost Ogre is really annoying against this deck, which is stupid. Fractal, he's going to go ahead and negate that, but I got a lot of gas in my hand. Outside of the, normal stuff here, I can just go straight into it, special summon 3 times. It's kind of cool. One of my favorite monsters here is Baguska. They're going to be in defense position anyways, but, being able to negate those effects in the defense position are very good. So not only are you not affected by those monsters, but you're just completely, good to go. I did special summon this card just so I can go into the 3 again next turn. It makes it easier that way, I suppose. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a misplay. I could have, Well, this worked out because I didn't have to put this in attack position, which I guess is kind of like the best thing that you can do. Bagooska obviously doesn't affect any of these because, you know, they're inherent effects, they're not activated effects. It's a lot of piercing battle damage. I mean, he doesn't have anything in his extra deck. Like, he doesn't have any Link Monsters, and Link Monsters are pretty much the only out. I know Link Monsters are, you know, still being used, but they're obviously not as popular as they once were when they first came out. And there we go. It's going to be a bunch of attack boosts. I'm not going to gate that because there's no point, because it's going to go to defense position. This is unaffected, and yeah. Pretty neat. This is Fire Formation. Why not? You know, Paralytic Seed is this looks like a very, very good opening. I can special summon there. I can go into a Salamander Almirage. I'll have like 0 attack. Paralytic Seed can come down. You know, I can activate the Nova, which is really cool because that means I can go into the 3 effect monsters, obviously. So, you know, I have like really good floodgates here. And then I think I probably should have, no, I couldn't have searched it out. So, you know, it's kind of tough. Like I could have searched out the Scareclaw that searches the Omni Negate, but I think this is just a little more important. It does too much, you know, as you can see here. And I can go into, you know, a Nightmare Phoenix. That ends up being a Solemn Strike, so it's kind of a good pick there. I can, you know, banish 2 there, go into the Bearbrum. Then I can go into the Omen. I can banish that last card, dump the last piece, you know, bring it back so I get the I can't get the Omni Negate, but okay. Now this time I should have searched it. There's no excuses now. I should have searched it to grab the Omni Negate, but it was the end of the duel, so it's like it's not that important. All I needed was the one that let me attack multiple times, I think, or maybe I not even need that. So who knows? I thought this was Ghost Trick. This is like some goofy deck, man. You know, I can send a Kit can send a Nerval can get me Karaz. This is a pretty good opening because I hard drew the Revolt. I think I run like 2 or 3 copies. I kind of go back and forth. Like, it's good to hard draw it because you don't want to activate Bearbrum effect because Bearbrum locks you into Tri-Brigades, which is very bad. You know, I can bring this back, which is important because I do have a little bit of protection now, and I hard drew this Clash. I would have, you know, probably searched it if I didn't, but it's nice to have that kind of protection. I'm not going to let him use Pot of Duality. Its cards is too good. you know, one day if Peace comes down, sure. I drew into the Ash Blossom, so that sucks, right? Revolt can come down, although this is another interesting interaction. I thought you could go like the Link. I thought you could use Fairy Jeet, bring out 2 more, go into a 4, but you can. I don't know why, but that's just how it is, I guess. I can normal summon Paralytic Seed. I probably won't be able to go into, you know, the Bagooska, but that's perfectly fine. I can add another piece here. I can give it like some good attack boost, and then I get the Omni Negate, another one I should say. And then this is not a once per churn. Like, it's just like you can do it whenever you want, which is cool. You know, drawing 2 splashes is like so, but you know, sometimes you maybe not even want to like bring back because you want to leave your zones open, you know, for the Revolt. But I don't think I had the proper, you know, requirements for that. So, all right, we'll see what ends up happening here. It's this is a really weird matchup. You know, it's Tri-Brigade for him too. This doesn't, you know, destroy, which again, that's I need one that like makes it unaffected by card effects or something better than what it is. I'll probably just go into like my regular plays here. It's unfortunate this has to be Link Summon too. I mean, obviously they thought that through. I'll banish his Omnis with mine, which is kind of funny. I can, you know, search, bring this back, go into an access code talker. I do have the Slash here. That niche effect to, you know, attack in defense position does come up here. I never thought I would ever use it, but here I am. You know, sure, why not? Help me go for game, which I guess is kind of cool. Why, you know, just sure. This is Invoked Dogmatica, you know, with branded fusion apparently too. Shout out. Cool. You know, Fractal can, you know, definitely dump that Scareclaw. Ferjit can, you know, special summon any of the Scareclaw monsters. I can bring one back, you know, search out the good one, which is going to search me an Omni Negate. So I have the Mourner. You know, back and forth in this card too. I try to activate that in the standby phase. He does have the Cosmic Cyclone, unfortunately for me. My Tri-Brigade Revolt is not online, so maybe I should have, you know, turned these into... I'm learning that lesson once again, so good for me. You know, maybe I should have converted another Scareclaw into another Scareclaw. I'm excited for when there's like Link 2s. Like, I think that's going to be the next evolution in the deck. The thing is, he's going to have a very hard time getting over my monsters because, or my boss monster. He doesn't have any links, so that kind of means he doesn't have an out. You know, I can just go into another Scareclaw. That actually just doesn't matter. I can go into a 4. He's going to negate that. All right. I'm just going to bring this back. The reason I did that is because once you activate this effect, you can only go into Scareclaw monsters. So I was like, might as well see if I can go into Ominous. Maybe I can, you know, get rid of his only copy of Alistair, but of course he had like 50,000 copies in his hand. You know, he's going to boost that attack, but I think he's used all of his copies of Alistair at this point, so I don't know if he has like a legit target for it. Yeah, I don't think, maybe he only runs 2, I guess, which is kind of funny. This is random, more Exo Sister. Apparently it's the only deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! I bricked pretty hard. You know, Imperm, Effect Failure is still kind of decent. Even though this was, you know, normal summon last turn, you can still go into Almirage. That's something I didn't know either, or at least something I didn't think about. In my mind, it's like, oh, you had a normal summon and then go into it that turn, but no, you don't have to. He's going to negate the effects of that, which is kind of interesting, but okay. Can bring this back and go into the Scareclaw and attempt to bring that back. He's going to try to destroy with Ghost Ogre, but I do have the protection there. Rykard can search me the Omni Negate, so I'm doing pretty good for myself. Again, like I said, when they have a Link 2, that's gonna make all the difference. You go into a Link 2, whatever effect that is. Hopefully it's good. But you can get these off the field. You know, special summon it back, because right now I don't really have a way to do that. You know, not a good way, at least. Not a beneficial way to the engine. That's probably the most specific way I can say it. This is like a stun deck of some sort. A Dark Magician stun deck. You never know what you're going to find in casual. Okay. This is a really wonky hand. So I'm going to go into a 2, turn those into a Bearbrum. Literally just so my Tri-Brigade Revolt is online. I ended up gumming into the Lithophobia, which is alright, I guess. You know, good follow-up for next turn, sure. He's going to get over that. That's cool. So he's going to try to, you know, go to the end phase. I don't know why he didn't activate hand... Oh, he can't activate hand destruction. I don't have 2 cards in my hand. That sucks. Hate to see that. But I'm going to, you know, I'm going to banish it. He could have actually activated it during the main phase. So that is pretty cool. And whenever, like a, you know, Beast Warrior, or a Beast Warrior, all those are, you know, special to a Zone, it's another banish. And these freely special summon themselves, which is always good. I do have the Revolt. It's not online, but you know, Clash is here, which is always good. I'm just gonna go ahead and negate that. I'm not gonna let him go 6-card deep into his deck. I'm gonna set the Fossil, but you know, there's a lot of defense position monsters on the field now, so the field spell can just destroy that, and then I can go for a game, which is kind of nice. And last but not least, Witchcrafter. More Exo Sister Witchcrafter. It's the only deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! That people are playing. He just shotguns the effect Veiler, like, no problem there, dude. Just go for it. Yep, those I can go into this. I can bring that back. Search this out. Search the Omni Negate, and then yeah, set those. Didn't have enough defense position monsters, unfortunately, you know, for the draw one, but that's all right. I will negate this. I don't want to be able to go into any of his like specific Witchcrafter monsters. I will negate the effect of that. He's going -2, so how can I possibly deny that? Especially with an infinite impermanence here as well. And that was just the end. So that was Scareclaw. I'm going to be exploring this archetype more, and I'll obviously be getting better at it. There's every single duel you learn a little bit more. But yeah, other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.